We call these startup insights. I found a really good one this morning from David Heinemeier Hansson, friend of the show.
Oh, DHH.
Our old friend DHH. Yeah, this is from his a recent episode of his Rework podcast. He talks about the inherent contradictions in being a founder.
Let's go in assuming it's going to work. If we're going assuming it might not work, you know what? You're not going to put your all in to it. And if there's anything you need these days, it sure as hell is your all in. Everyone else is putting in their all in, their best thoughts, their best competence, all this stuff into it. You can't show up half-assed and then expect that there's going to be a prize for you. That just doesn't work. And you actually need that conviction because you're going to have sort of a dip in motivation of like, oh, I think it's not going to work. Oh, this is a great idea. Oh, this is a stupid idea. Like, it's going to fluctuate, right? So you need to go in with that conviction, like whether it fluctuates, whether it go up and go down, I believe this is going to work. And then also, again, knowing it probably won't. It probably won't. And when it then doesn't or does, you're going to be happy either way because you did it in a way where you did it with integrity, regardless of what that means to you. You're not doing it in a slimy way. You're not doing it in a quick, scammy, make a buck kind of way. You're doing it in a way where you go like, you know what? I could put my name on this. If there was a little box, a little plaque, I'd proudly write, made by David on it so people knew who made it. I'm not going to be hiding behind something here. I'm going to make something I'm proud of because that's just going to make me feel good about it. I also think it works in the market when you're authentically excited, enthusiastic, and integral about what you're building. And then I'm going to build it in a way that if it does not work, I'm going to be better now than I was when I started.
So I thought this was a really interesting sort of insight, and it reminded me a little bit of that Rick Rubin book, the Creative Act that we like to talk about.
Sure.
Where it's making something that you feel proud of, regardless. That's how he recommends getting out of this sort of contradiction. Is as long as you are happy with the work that you did, and it's something you're proud of, and you're happy to put your name on it. It doesn't matter at the end so much whether it works or not. And I like that approach.
Yeah, David's been through the ringer, and he makes a couple of really solid points here that you have to keep in mind. If you're not fired up with enthusiasm, you're going to be fired with enthusiasm, right? It typically refers to employees, but in general, you shouldn't do a project unless you really have that all in. And you notice he mentioned all in many times. Like the reason I named the podcast All In, is for a reason. You do need to be dedicated and you need to be all in when you're going for a startup. Why? As he points out, it's a roller coaster. And you do need to recognize I'm going all in with the understanding that there's an 80 or 90% chance of failure. But no matter what happens, I put my name on the back of it. And Naval was on All In a couple of weeks ago. He sat in the SAC seat and he talked about the social network he created for himself. I forgot the name of it. I had it on my phone. They sold it. Spent a lot of time on it. And basically, it was going to be an audio version of Twitter where you have conversations on there and it would be more thoughtful. What was it called?
Airchat.
Airchat. Thank you, Alex. And Airchat was pretty cool. And he said, he tried. He wanted to do something important in the world. He wanted to feel like he was doing something of substance. He sees Elon, he said, and he feels like pathetic sometimes that he's not making something and he's got to go do something that he really feels. And he put his name on Airchat. He was on it constantly. I had conversations with him on it. And you know what? Social networks are like the lightning in a bottle of all lightning in a bottles. Like you literally put 1,000 bottles out, lightning hits one of them, and the other 999 shatter. And his was one of the 999 that shattered, but he said he felt really good about it. And I think that's one of the things to keep in mind. It's a great quote from David Heinemeier Hansson, friend of the pod.